Amy, I love your hat.
It's December. It's allowed now.
I guess so, yeah.
Nice.
Nobody's complaining for it being too early.
Nice. Sorry for the slow start. My video, I just now I'm seeing everyone's video. I'm not sure if it's my internet or Zoom. Cool. Well, guess we'll dive into it. This is the configure team meeting for Wednesday, December 2nd. I wanted to start off by just really congratulating everyone and saying kudos for a very high MR rate in the last month. I believe we were at 18.4 MRs per engineer. So that's really great. It's definitely, I mean, obviously, you know, it's a team effort and everyone's working really hard. I know that there's a lot of other things going on as well. Obviously pandemic, you know, things happening, people taking time off. So yeah, I just wanted to really appreciate everyone's hard work there. Obviously MR rate is not our sole focus. It's more of like one metric that engineering management uses to just understand productivity over time, you know, understanding trends and things like that. So our team is definitely trending upwards and is probably on the higher end of productivity scales. So I'm going to create an issue to just kind of discuss what's working so well. I've been asked by other managers, and maybe there's some ways that we could help other teams, because other teams are getting half that, you know, half that MR rate. So yeah. Any thoughts or
like a 18.4?
yeah.
Is it the narrow rate?
Yeah, that's the narrow rate.
Why do I see like around 10 or November I see 7.57? Am I seeing
Yeah,
something?
I'll share the probably because you need to filter. I should have shared the exact link. So at the top, they have filters. If you filter group configure and then back end and front end.
The only filter I see is team name configure. It's the only filter applied, I guess.
Let's see.
There was something in Slack also about how dashboard was visible to somebody else, I think, when you posted.
Yeah, Christopher wanted me to link to the exact URL. Let's see, it was uber long, the other URL. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to replace the.
I think I was able to fix for me now.
There's a link. I'm going to replace this link in the doc. Okay, should be the new link. Yeah, so last month, so it's funny because every time I get sent these links, I'm not sure which one to trust. But anyway, we're doing really well, whether it's this link or the old link. And I'll create an issue to discuss it further. Next item, if you haven't already contributed to the 13.6 retrospective, please do so. I'd love to get your thoughts there. And I'll just keep going. I have a request regarding deliverable labels. I and Victor, feel free to we could chat about this more. I noticed that sometimes the deliverable labels get added to things that are not ready for development yet, or not, they're maybe like a milestone ahead or a little ways ahead. I'm wondering if we could be a little bit more conservative about when we're adding those labels, because that is what affects our say-do primarily. So
I guess you have some specific issues in your mind where you have seen this. Could you tell me who added the label?
Well, I'm thinking, for example, the private, the agent private repo authorization, for example.
Yeah. Okay, then I would like to reiterate what the icons mean in the planning issue. If you add a green check mark in the whether we expect to deliver the given issue, that means that it is deliverable. And I tried to tell this already a few times, but we might miss this from time to time. So question mark means that we don't expect to deliver, or we don't even plan to deliver beginning before the milestone, the specific issue. But if you add the green check mark, then I consider that to be deliverable. And when we start the milestone, I go through all the issues. I apply the milestones, and which has a green check mark, I apply the deliverable label as well. But actually, I apply it based on your feedback. So if you don't add it there as a green check mark, I will never apply it, because I think deliverable is to be decided by the engineering team, not by me.
Yeah, totally. And basically what I've noticed is that we have a lot of carryover deliverables. For example, we had the like move features to core, deploy boards. We had the
I understand. Yeah, and then basically what happens is that we remove it from that. So if you might thought that we're gonna deliver it in, I don't know, 13.4, we have removed it from, then we added the deliverable label, we removed it from the milestone later, but the label remained. And then when we add it back to the milestone, the label is still there, and it's pretty misleading.
Yeah, and it's not like anyone's doing anything particularly, wrong here. It's more just that, yeah, let's all be more cognizant of when we add a deliverable label. Maybe just Victor or I should add it, just so then we.
So Nicholas, I don't agree. I think we could be more cognizant on removing something from the milestone, that together with removing it from the milestone, we should probably remove the deliverable label. Actually, we should remove. That's totally logical. We don't do that. I remember that you mentioned me on a few issues that we should move it to the next milestone, and I never checked if they are deliverables. So if they were, they will surprisingly be deliverables when we add them back. So, on the other hand, it's definitely not me. So I shouldn't be involved in adding something, a deliverable label. I just do it kind of so that I don't have to ask people just to add the label, because you did it when you added the green check mark.
Okay, so I'm hearing that it's an engineering thing.
It's your decision. I mean, you set the expectations even towards me. This is how we communicate towards our customers, and it's not me. So from my point of view, I'm a product person. I want to deliver everything today. That's it. In high quality, amazing designs today. I can wait 5 minutes. That's okay. But that's my point of view. That's why I should never set deliverable labels. Okay. I try really hard not to push anything, but it's better if it's not me who says this, and I'm trying to make it clear that I just take your words. If there is the green check mark, I will add the labels because nobody else did. But otherwise, it shouldn't be me who sets the deliverable labels.
Okay.
Because of my motivations, it's a different one.
Yeah. No, I totally get it and can appreciate that. Maria, do you want to? vocalize here.
Yes, it's faster to say than type, at least for
Yeah.
me. I was thinking with the new process, it will be maybe easier to estimate deliverables because we have discussed the issues beforehand. We have split them. They are MVC in MVCs. So and that's why I also asked you about weighing on Monday. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, like I think that I'm not seeing a huge problem with the deliverable label. It was more just I'm speaking out loud. Like I'm gonna be auditing it more. I'm getting flack around this. So I'll be auditing it more. Everyone could just be more cognizant of deliverable labels. Try to help me out.
So
Great.
one thing I found was there were some issues that had slipped and had the deliverable label for like 3 or 4 milestones already, but just
Yeah.
weren't in our planning. I wrapped up one of them, just this milestone. So
Yeah, I think
there could be many of them.
That's been the majority of our Say-Do problems, I would say. So I just need to get more diligent about auditing it on a regular basis. So Victor, you wanna? I can.
Yeah. I just would like to start reviewing the roadmap.
Sure.
And I have an issue for it. That issue contains the link to the actual roadmap, what is the same that we had last week, the Mural board at the end. But I've added a few notes to this issue already that might be useful to go through, and please add your own thoughts into this issue if you have anything else. I'm going to share my screen so not everybody has to open. So this is the board itself, the issue. Just I added some reasons why I already changed the board. I started discussion yesterday with Mikhail, and that's where I started to do all of this. So the biggest motivation is that our last week discussion around the GitLab managed apps, I would say we see a clear direction, what we want with GitLab managed apps now, and when we want to get, where we want to reach with the agent, which means as well that it's clear now that having the tunnel moving forward is important. What are the prerequisites of the agent tunnel? One thing that Nicholas mentioned is that the current protect stage developments add a bit of support in that direction. Then the basic insights is already clearly in that direction. The basic insights are needed as well for some other thing that I don't remember what is. Yeah, the deploy tokens, but actually deploy tokens I would like them to reprioritize. I'm thinking more and more about them, and feel free to come back to me if you think that this is not a good idea. But what we have shipped, what we are going to ship now, the single project setup is a great solution to get started with the agent. You can have it a private project as well, so it works already. As a result, deploy tokens are much less important, I think. So I don't want us to move forward with it right now, and this might relieve Maria as well a bit because we don't need the designs yet. So,
Do you want? Can I just interrupt? I'm curious. I didn't totally follow that. So so we basically enabled a single project to have configuration manifest. We can deploy from that.
yeah,
That's great. Awesome. So you're saying because we have that, we don't need to prioritize the deploy tokens? Is that what you just said?
yeah. Yes, it's not that important, because what was important is really to have private manifest repository support with the agent. And what it means, we realize that it has multiple levels of meaning. One is that single project setup, great. The other option is that really deploy token-like setup where you can specify other manifest projects that your agent can access. a third option would be group level agents, which means that anything under that group, even private projects, can be accessed by the agent. And as I'm thinking about this, I see that actually the agents are really about environments. Very interesting. Just had such a discussion with Tong in one of the issues as comments. To me, it seems more and more that agents are really per environment. So that if I have a single cluster in my dev namespace, I would like to have an agent. If I have a development cluster with many namespaces,
Yeah.
whatever, then probably that's one agent. And
Right.
that's
yeah. I mean, to me, I see them as bastions in a lot of ways. It's your secure access point to a set of servers behind a firewall, a set of clusters behind, firewall.
Yeah, and so for this reason, it's something like that. I'm thinking about what environments might be, and I think that sooner or later we'll have to think of it a lot, because really what we are dealing with here is that we are managing or we are connecting to users' environments, like a cluster or even a review app is an environment, or as Graham tells it every time, a given directory is my environment. And finding this right level of abstraction and how we connect agents to environments and actually how we understand environments, that will be crucial. So right now, I would say that we are good with the single project setup, because that's one level of abstraction that is pretty clear. A very clear level of abstraction is the group level, where we have seen many users who say that, okay, I have a namespace at the group level, just allow every developer deploy into that namespace who is under that group. That's a clear abstraction. And then the deploy token approach could be just a workaround for something that we miss. So that's why I don't want to move forward with that yet. That's it.
Can I say from a UX perspective, it's not the UI work that I'm relieved about, but it's more the user experience, which I didn't like. So I think that will give us time to speak to customers, see the use cases, and figure out what's the best solution from a UX perspective, I guess.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not prioritizing that one. And another topic here is the Kubernetes versions. So it's like version 119. I will do it today, order what you sent me yesterday. So I will try. And then, which doesn't show up yet anywhere in this Mural board, is the secrets management part. One reason why it doesn't show up is because I don't want to prioritize anything in the next milestone, that's for sure. On the other hand, we might have some items in the following one. I had a discussion with Jack yesterday where he pointed out 5 items that are really highly valued requests among GitLab customers. And sooner or later, I would have prioritized them, even if I would oversee the whole product management at GitLab, not just this category, because some of those are really high value. Even I was aware of them without owning this category. So this drives my reprioritization. And as you can see, what happens mostly is that I removed only items from here. The module registry is ongoing, protected states are ongoing. Basic insights about the agent is still there. And that's something we should move forward with, because that's necessary for the tunnel in the end as well. And this is just the first step towards providing the reverse tunnel. GitLab managed application. Now we have much better understanding what we mean by it. So it's great. And then I have Kubernetes 119 for next milestone as topics. And if you have seen the planning issue, it's a bit more detailed in the planning issue sense. There are more goals set, but from direction point of view, these are the bigger teams. And otherwise, direction did not change. So we just moved forward in the same direction, and that's it until now. Secrets management issues might change this a bit, but not yet. I don't know if you have any questions or opinion about all of this.
I don't see any state work UI.
State work,
Terraform
state.
Which is in our planning issues. So that's why.
Yeah, that's totally correct. This is not 100%. It's really weird that we have to use a separate tool for road mapping, and I'm not duplicating everything here. Yeah, I did not add already in this original list last month because it was ongoing, but you are totally correct that we should probably add, and that's an ongoing thing anyway for a few milestones. So it's not something we don't want to stop. Definitely that work. It's already happening even now. So. I would expect that to last for a few months, actually. And you are designing it now for sure, but I would expect that you will have to work on it perhaps in the next milestone as well, but not afterwards. Related to the state management UI is the MR experience, which is pushed even later down. And I think it's an important direction, nevertheless.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask so that's the MR experience of the Terraform widget. So
yep.
Okay, that seems very popular. Like it's even more popular than the state. I wonder if prioritizing that up might not make sense. It's like kind of one of the more popular. No.
Not for a reason. The reason is that the state, we started it very simple without any UI. If we want to have a production ready setup that's enterprise ready, we need the management UI there. We might not need all the features around it, but we need at least the various actions there, version listing there. We can probably stop before the specific actions, and we might not even need the version comparison for that. But we need many things to say that that's enterprise ready. Now we can step away from it and focus on something else. And I totally agree that the Terraform experience is super exciting for many users because they don't have to switch anything. They just have to add a few lines to their CI job, and they get a really helpful thing in their merge requests. And I would love to prioritize it as well. On the other hand, much of the design, we learn a lot while we finish one part of job, and we don't have to maintain another part where that might just slow us down. I would love to focus on the MR experience. I just don't want to have too many parallel builds tracks going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I definitely appreciate the context around focusing on enterprise customers, right? And kind of starting to build out that feature complete, right?
Yeah, that's the idea there. And so that that's still a good point, because it might be an option to stop before adding many actions to the versions, for example, like delete a single version, and or even the version comparison, which is the most highly valued in that whole management interface. But anyway, that's something we can discuss. But somewhere around there, we can stop probably. Any other comments or questions?
I was just wondering if you've had any thoughts around the auto DevOps stuff that popped up a couple of weeks ago and how that might fit into 1310 plus. Because I have multiple teams that are, one team's going to be talking to me tomorrow. And then I know Secure and Defend or Secure and Protect is trying to figure out how it fits in with them.
Yeah, loads of discussions are going on around auto DevOps. What's the right word here? If you look at ops in the ops section Slack channel, there's a recording from Kenny, Kevin, and Sid. I think it was made yesterday. Actually, Maria drew it to my attention, where they are discussing auto DevOps as well. And the biggest takeaway of that discussion is that auto DevOps is really badly positioned inside of GitLab. It's for this reason, it's probably not used by many. There were probably quite a few product decisions that were wrong product decisions made that were never fixed. And it's a huge mess what's going on there currently. They are trying to clean this up, thankfully. I had a discussion about it with Kenny last week as well. And even though I'm a huge fan of the auto DevOps idea, I propose that it might be actually a better place with pipeline overflowing, and he liked this idea. So they are considering to move in the category there. But I don't know. The other thing is that I would be happy to have a PM focused on auto DevOps actually, because I think it's a great direction and a great product opportunity there. So that's it. And for this reason, I don't want to kind of, well, I have language problems here. Give me a sec. You can see how I search an English word. So yeah, so I really don't like to drag the engineering team just because we got some feedback or whatever. We have really strong directions, I think, both in Kubernetes and in Terraform. And I don't want to drag us into other categories just to fix something that otherwise is not in our current focus. That's the case with secrets management as well. That if we put something, if we create a direction that is not just about those 4 or 5 issues that I mentioned, but we know where we head with those 4 or 5 features, then we will definitely start working on those. But we have to come up with a direction for that, and we have to see, so it's not just dragging people from one topic to the other and say that, okay, now focus on this, emerge in this code base, now get out of that code base and get into a different one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maria, do you want to bring
yes.
up what you...
Well, there is a big thing next Thursday. So once per month, I think, or bi-weekly, we have an ops cross-stage big thing. I'm not sure if engineers are already invited, but I think no. But it's a great place to discuss these cross-stage features. And I proposed auto DevOps for the previous one, which got cancelled. So it's going to move to next Thursday.
I'll be there for sure. And I have to leave now, sorry, because I have a meeting.
Actually, so do we.
He left. So last thing I wanted to say, I wanted to show you designs because I have trouble designing the changes, the diffs between states. Well, trouble. I have too many options. I'm going to record a video and share it with you.
Sounds great. Thanks for doing that. I look forward to watching it. All
Hopefully
right.
I'll do it today, otherwise tomorrow morning.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.